Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It is I, Travis Semulin Sowers, and we are drafting Crimson Vow on MTG Arena. And today, I have a story for you. It is the story of Sorin and the Auto Tapper, but it's more of a story than just that, because it's also the story of being absolutely certain what we're doing in Pack 1, and then deciding to abandon literally all of that to do, well, okay, not quite all of it, but a lot of it to do something different. And I think the results will speak for themselves. If you like the video, do consider subscribing. We're getting really close to that 1,000 subscriber mark, which would be super cool. And it'll also give you an alert when there's a new video for you to check out. I also have a Patreon. Speaking of things to check out, there's a link down below. You can click on it, see your name up in lights, as well as get access to some cool rewards. So do check all that out, and I hope that you will enjoy the tale of Sorin and the Auto Tapper. Remember when someone said that Oko was fair? No, I do not. So cards that I think are worth first picking are kind of down to Valorous Stance and Path of Peril here. Yeah, I think I'm on the Wrath rather than the other cards. This doesn't lock us into black, but I figure it's a pretty easy splash. As long as you're black or white, you can splash this. So let's do that. I mentioned in the last draft that blue-white is the color pair I probably am weakest at drafting. And I think it's because it's one of the better color pairs, and I don't actually see the cards for it very often. Which probably sounds like weird, but like if everybody else is fighting over the deck, it means I just don't see the pieces for it, right? Because like you would want to take like a Brian Comer and be wheeling Nurturing Presences, but it never happens. So you're in this spot where like, how does that help? It's interesting because I think you could make an argument for the egg or the skull scob. The trick is the egg basically still has to go in blue-black, but so does the skull scab. And you can do some silly stuff with skull scab, so I'm not actually sure which one we want here. Because this is also a blue-black card. I think I like the egg a little better, but it's close. Oh yeah, this didn't look good, but people are picking it highly and it is good. I think it's very close between these two. I don't think you're wrong if you're taking the other one from me. If you're taking the scab, you're not off by much. If you're wrong, and you might not even be wrong. I feel like people don't see the egg as a reason to be in blue-black. I mean, then they're bad, which is okay, right? But like in my blue-black decks, I'm going to have enough things to sacrifice, which is pretty good for me. And getting a 4/4 out of the deal plus a Scry 2 is great. So what are people talking about here? Sanctum seems lovely. I could see taking the Sanctum, but like that's a glorified Evolving Wilds. Why wouldn't we take the Walser? If red-white is going to be open, I'll play it. Like, there's no good blue or black card still here. This does the same thing as an Evolving Wilds, which I can also easily afford. I like having more different directions to go in. That said, I probably still just like the Lantern Bearer here. There's a possibility we could get into black-white. This is actually not a crazy position to take the Traveling Minister, is it? It's a little crazy, but it's not a lot of crazy. All right, never really thought I'd be here, but I might. I don't know. This makes me feel like we should be thinking blue things. What are you missing? That this is a good black-white card, and black-white is very interested in gaining life, generally speaking. This would turn on cards like the uncommon, as well as just the bat. This is really good in black-white, and playable outside of it. So what you're missing is I'm still considering red-white as an option. Some of you have decided what colors you are by now. I have not. I have absolutely no preference to what we're playing and no decision on what color we are. So the Traveling Minister, I could play with the Egg, with the Peril, or with the Walser. I think Falconwrath Celebrants is the best card in this pack by a lot. I have mentioned before that this is basically Muldrifter, and it is. This card's absurd. Very strong. I think it might be the best red common. So we're probably just in blue now, eh? I can get behind that. Blue something. I'd kind of be happy with blue-red, given the start, because I really like the Belligerent Geist. And as we know from Uncle Cardboard, Belligerent Guest is really good in Is It? Let's give it a go. So currently I'm thinking we're here. That can all change. I don't think I'm going to get into red-white, but we could still potentially be in blue-black or black-red. I think white's probably off the table. He said, and then got past a bunch of white cards. Ice-Rock is currently not green. I don't like that card. I'm going to take the Presence in case we end up in blue-white. Because I could see things leading to blue-white with like a Brian Comer. That's a very interesting first pack. I still don't know what colors we are. I do like a Welcoming Vampire. Yeah, we could be blue-white skies. Huh. Let's talk. I'm not saying I'm committing to this. I'm just saying, let's think about it for a minute. Well, these are troubled times. Why don't people like the discard card? That one's particularly bad, Captain Howdy. I can walk you through why in a minute. I'm still trying to read this draft. But it's a very good question, and I can outline for you why people don't like it. I'm trying to decide here, are we committed to blue? Because if we are, I kind of just want the thirst for discovery. I think I'm playing blue. I think I'm playing blue-white. I got my wish. I wanted to see what blue-white looked like, and I think I may be there. All right, so let's walk through the discard spell. How good is it if you play it for 1 mana, Captain Howdy? Like, it's 1 mana, look at their hand, and take out a 1-drop, right? So you're not really doing that, even on turn 1. So what the card actually is an old card called Coercion, which is 3 mana, look at their hand, take a non-land from it. It's a very old card, and it's pretty bad in limited. And here's the reason why. One of the places where you can kind of get an advantage on your opponent. Yeah, I think this is going to kind of draft itself for a minute. Let's say that my opponent plays a 6-drop, and then I cast Sigarda's Imprisonment on it. I've just answered their 6-drop. They've spent 6 mana, and I've spent 3 to answer it, and I now have a mana advantage. I could play that and have mana up for Thirst for Discovery or a counterspell. But if I, on turn 3, spend 3 mana to take a 6-drop out of their hand, I've given them the mana advantage. Because now all of a sudden, I've spent 3 mana to not affect the board at all, and I've just traded a card for a card. I'm the one that's on the losing end of that, not my opponent. Now, it can still be something I'm interested in having from the size board. But generally speaking, not something I'm going to main deck. I think I'm okay with where this is going. This looks like a decent-ish blue-white deck to me. Does that make sense, Howdy? That's at least why I don't like it. I still don't think I want to be playing this. I can play the Resistance Squad, that's fine. Phew. Pardon me. Did somebody decide Cruel Witnesses are bad? They seem great to me. Phew. Sorry for the sneezing. I haven't seen Drogskull Infantry in like a year. Yeah, okay, I guess nobody likes Cruel Witnesses but me. Cool. Let's kill people with Cruel Witnesses. Cool Witness. Yeah, and I already like Snapping Drakes. There is still some possibility to splash the Path of Peril if we get an Evolving Wilds. So that pick where Tomi was suggesting taking the dual land, I think would have worked out better for the deck that we ended up in. And he was right, calling out, hey, you're going to be in blue-white wanting to splash black. Like, it certainly ended up that way. But my style of drafting is going to lead towards me trying to find what's open. Because, I love Falcon Wrath Celebrants. I think it's very good. I think there's a lot of people that don't understand how good it is. I would be happy to do one for you, Rick, but it's worth noting that Premier Draft is so different than what I play. I would kind of have to evaluate it as if it was a best of 3. They're really different games, but I'd be very happy to do that. I don't think I'd miss the 2-1 Flying Herpaderb. We're obviously going to take Catilda here. Do I have enough 2s that I don't really need to worry about this? I kind of do. Currently, this egg is not in the deck. So, what? It's a wide Sorin. Why are we playing blue? I mean, I don't think we are. We were blue-white the whole, or blue-black the whole time, like I said. I'm not that bad off on playables. It's close, but I think I can get there.
For the sake of all Innistrad, my will must be obeyed.
I mean, I'm with you there, Wide Sorin. So if I can get like 8 playables from this, we're good. I'm figuring we're going to have to play 1 Nurturing Presence, even though I don't really want to. This is not looking great here. This might just be Gift of Fangs. Kill something small. I don't like it, but it's where we're at. I just need a few playables. That's a little bit better than a playable in my estimation. I like this uncommon a lot. Funny, I think we're going to be in black-white with very little life gain payoffs. Hey, there's the card I was talking about that was like me before the haircut. Zombub said that, and he was right. That was my hairstyle. Black-white the whole time, just like we knew. I still don't understand the Cruel Witnesses, but I guess I don't have to. So is our upside so high with Sorin, Catilda, and Path of Peril and Blood Fountain that I'm okay playing something like a Blood Servitor or an Unholy Officiant in this deck? Because these are not good cards, but I think I may need to be comfortable with that. Hallelujah. That's what we were waiting for. I wouldn't mind this either, but we're going to at least get there with playables. If you stretch the definition of playable just a tiny bit. Because Blood Servitor is going to be playable in this deck. Seeing the wizard there wouldn't switch me back to blue. Not with Sorin. Planeswalkers are really good in limited. I think we're playing the Officiant, which I don't love. Put him over here in the maybe pile still. Because I need 2 cards for this. That's not going to be one of them. Yeah, but remember, Justin, we don't have any fixing. Even if we had that one duel from earlier, that's not enough fixing to really splash a lot. So playing black-white gets us a Planeswalker, a card draw engine, a Wrath, and I guess Catilda doesn't count because we get it either way, and neither does the Welcoming Vampire. So it's more about black. I get a Path of Peril, I get a Markov Purifier, and I get this. If we take the Wizard, I go into blue-white, and I have 1, 2, 3, 6 non-creatures, plus some of the Disturb, but that turns into every once in a while I can make a 1/1. I actually did one of those a little while ago, Captain Howdy. My last YouTube video was a draft with Dave, which you can check out, !YouTube, and we talked about that. It was fun. I should do a draft with John sometime. I think I would like that. So I need 2 more playables. I think I'm not that embarrassed to run the Blood Servitor. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't, right? Like, it's a decision and you can decide to do that. I feel like this would be better. I've never played an Unholy Officiant. I don't really understand why you ever would. It's like, this is my sideboard slot where I bring in a Sanctify in some matchups. All right, buddy, it is your time to shine. Like a set review retrospective? Oh, I have to rep Arena Athletes, yo. How many other people would be interested in that? That's a lot of work to produce because you would need to basically go watch your own review. Because I don't remember what I rated amazingly and terribly. I remember how the cards perform now. Blood was basically better than anyone ever thought it would be. We were, all of us thought it would be good. And then playing with it, we're like, wow, it's really good. I think the question was, how much time will we have to dirtle around with Blood? And that could be very format dependent, right? Like put Blood in original Zendikar, and I don't think it would be very good. But put it in an old grindy set, all of a sudden we're going to be pretty excited about it. So if I make a token, they will kill the Sorin. So I basically get a 4-mana, 2/3 lifelink, which is already pretty good with the Purifier. I need to see what they do here. I can Gift of Fangs connect and play the Griffin Rider. I could also just kill the Dreamsicle Geist. That doesn't gain me 2. But Dreamsicle Geist is a pain in my booty. But let's answer that since we can do it cheaply, easily. And then kind of dare them to attack me here. I dropped my wand. I need options here. I don't really have them. Right, if I play Sorin and plus it, I can draw a card. Yeah, I think I have to play this and make a token. I'm not particularly excited about that.
Consider yourself fortunate, our voters alive. You deal with this annoyance.
This gives me the option to double block the witness. I'm nervous to do it. Click on the pet? Okay.
What's one more grudge?
Poor wide Sorin. He tried so hard. You hold still. I got cards to draw. It depends on what it is, Brownie. Like I'm looking at it as 4 mana for a 2/3 life linker and gain a little bit of life. And I wouldn't say that's ideal, but that's what it's offering me. So I think under those circumstances, we just take the offered deal. I'd have to know what the other cards are to decide whether or not we would play wide Sorin. Sanctify is looking pretty good here. I don't know that a Vampire Hunter does much, but neither does leaving up mana for nothing. Like, it's possible we draw into our Wrath, I suppose. So, like, I should sort of think about that. But they got so many cards in hand, I'd really want to wait for them to play out more stuff. And I don't think a Vampire Hunter post-Wrath is really going to save me much. I'm going to have to start competing with that in a little bit. Because that'll kill me. Oh, yeah. They are building a way to kill me. I don't much care for it. Alrighty then. If we can just draw that Wedding Officiant, I think we'll be fine. Games do look a little one-sided when you draw twice as many lands as your opponent, but to be fair, I started with like 5 lands. This was not an optimal start. Yep. I wonder why they didn't exile my Shield Breaker. Or Shield Basher, rather. I don't know that that does anything, because I'm pretty close to dead. I think we have to draw the Wrath. Well, it draws me a card deeper. Okay, that's what it does. Or lets us know that they have a Siphon Essence in the deck, which is worth knowing as well. I think they could kill me here. Or at least get pretty damn close to it. And that explains why they didn't activate this. They just wanted to leave that mana up forever. This puts me to 1. I'm pretty comfortable doing something like this. This would let me draw another creature into the Wrath, if it's a cheap one. I guess this is where we're at. I'm not particularly in love with this board state. We're getting outflyered. Oh yeah, I could block with the token too, fair enough. If I don't draw anything, we're dead anyway, so I don't think it particularly mattered. Yeah, we'd need Wrath there. I forgot about the token. But now we block the 2 biggest things and still die. I think we still die even if this bites the dust. Yeah, because I'm still taking 5 in the air. But yeah, sure. Imagine I could have blocked one of these. We'd still be taking 5, right? I don't think that threw away the game. Maybe it did. I entirely forgot that it was there. So we are interested in Sanctify for sure. Yeah, fair enough. I think that was a pretty big mistake. The stuff that's mostly there to like fight on the ground seems kind of worthless. There's still some argument for having an aggressive start. Blocking good helps too. I missed that entirely. Let's try this again. So far, everything's looking all right. Sure. They should have me red for piercing light now. They're just going to kill me with a Gutter Skulker and Dorothea on it. They're going to build their own Invisible Stalker, Geist of Saint Traft combo, and it sucks. And I can play this now, but I don't have another human. There's nothing good happening here. We're about to just get clocked for 7 and 7, and then we're dead. I guess I still play it, because if I draw another human, it'll draw me a card anyway. Is that how it works? I had no idea that's how it works. I mean, that's great news for us, if that's the case. Huh. That's phenomenal. Good news, everyone. Now, on the flyer, it's still probably going to kill me, but... Well, I'm glad they're not killing me with a Gutter Skulker and Dorothea on it. I'm glad I didn't try to draft that deck, because I probably would have, and it would have been bad. What did you draw? Maybe nothing. Maybe just would be happy to trade the Gutter Skulker for that. Which I guess I can respect. Yeah, seems reasonable. This leaves me dead if they don't block something. Because I assume they're going to counter this. No. All right. Cool. What are they holding up the mana for? Don't I win this? Maybe not like on the spot, but I think we're certainly advantaged now. I guess they don't know about the piercing light, so like maybe they don't think I'm winning. One moment. I don't think I want to bring the unholy officiant back in. I mean, that was kind of they flooded out and then I flooded out. Funny. Wish we had more blood. I like savory cornbread better than sweet cornbread. It's almost keepable. I would not keep this on the play. I would not even think of keeping this on the play. What's up, Emmett? I hope you've had a happy holiday season as well, my friend. We're 74% to hit for the Geist. No, I think I will get through the entire format without ever having playing Vampire's Kiss. I think the card's incredibly bad. I'd be very happy not to play it over the course of the format. See, donate, I'd play. Actually, donate is a card. Oh, donate blood. Yeah, I'd play that. That'd be cool. We could syncopate. You could be a card designer, Andy. I think they have another counter spell, but if they want to counter a Blood Servitor, go ahead. Like aggressive blood donation. So you have another counter spell is what you're trying to tell me? No. Okay. You have a way to kill this with like a combat trick? No. Hey. Corny.
Guten Abend, smile.
Guten Abend smile to you as well, my friend. Thank you for the resub. Y'all spam some cats for Corny. I think they should have just not included training as a mechanic in this set. I think this is the way. Because if they want to stack up on one creature, if I can land the Beguiler, I can probably get them. Or I can just Sorin.
I take no joy in the slaughter. Never. You fight for me now.
This time we're not going to forget what that can do. AKA walking. Although if they're just going to send it at Sorin, we may as well let them have it, eh? Because now I have to race the damn thing. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to chump block that. It makes sense to get the Beguiler down and see if we can stabilize.
Balance may never be restored now.
Or just top deck another removal spell, that would work too. That might be interesting. Don't need to do it yet. As you can see. I appreciate you too, Dan. I appreciate all you guys and gals, and I'm glad you're here. Now we do it again. Yeah, we're in Northern Virginia, Dan. I mean, this is an example of a keepable hand that has one land, because the Blood Servitor was just destined to be discarded. That's one of the best things I could possibly do with a Blood Servitor, is discard it to go find a land. Because of the Blood Fountain, this is 74% to hit our second land. We could also just hit it and look like a genius. But this makes it about the same as keeping that on the draw, which is insane. Blood is so good. Now that we've hit that, I think I actually discard the Beguiler, because if there's another swamp on top, I want to make sure we can cast the Servitor. Nice. Behold my blood servitor! It's been up and down. It was warm yesterday, a little chillier today. All right, let's do this. Dude, that is incredibly relatable, Dan. Imagine leaving the house. I literally can't. That sounds terrible and I don't want to. I mean, we just Sorin make a token, right?
I bring war what's broken.
Sorin be
You
wide.
deal with my servant. I'm busy.
You can just order nugs from Grubhub. Thank you for catching that, nobody. Hitting a land would be very nice.
Blood for knowledge. A fair trade.
Sorin's all about fair trade, which I appreciate. Organic blood. Also, he wide. You see how wide this Sorin is? He seems incredibly wide to me.
not gone my way.
I kind of forgot about protection from vampires. So we'll do it this way. Pardon me. I don't think I can beat that. We do have an imprisonment. That's right. That would be handy. I would like to imprison Edgar. Yeah, fair enough. I forget. Mine has protection from vampires too. It's not just theirs. And I could literally just start tapping things eventually. I can still attack with both of these, right? And at least gain a little bit of life. Maybe a lot of bit alive. Why would I gain no life? This prevents... Oh, it prevents all the damage dealt to it. Fair enough. I don't know what they thought was going to happen there. Protection's weird. I forgot how it worked, and I don't think they knew either. Neither of us knew how it worked. No, it's a terribly difficult mechanic. It used to appear on like commons and crap, and they've gotten rid of that. So doing this for its base cost gets rid of my Vampire Slayer and their two dudes here and my Spirit. So presumably I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't think I want anything to do with that. I don't know, Orkish. I don't know. But my line here may just be attack with the Shield Basher, pay for it, move along. It doesn't do much, does it?
So many souls trapped.
Give their creatures death touch.
They don't
Okay.
deserve this.
Put counters on tokens. They don't have tokens. Let's kind of just give your dudes death touch.
Fighting the undead is my
That's what I was thinking, Mike. I feel like I'm pretty happy making this trade. And then just killing their Kaya on the way back. This seems more or less fine to me. Because I can just get the Catilda back and replay it. Yeah, I don't want to trade off with this just yet. I'd rather it not flip.
We should have had a better plan.
Because I think we're leading up to wrathing away the small stuff. What is that? It's frustration? Okay. I mean, I'm game. Maybe they're gonna wrath. They've got a wrath in their deck and they top decked it. Nope. I couldn't tell you. Enjoy your fangs, I guess. I should have played the land and drawn a card. I'm still just really confused about what they're up to and was thinking it might be useful to like discard the spirit, but I think just drawing a random card would be better. It could be another land. Thanks. I mean, I've been there. I want to take game actions too. There's certainly targets for Sanctify. I think I'd rather have the Unholy Officiant than the Blood Servitor here. They both combo with the Blood Fountain. That actually seems like a 1-mana 1/1 might block stuff. Just a little surprising. Is this set just bad to place Kaya in? Yeah, Kaya's not very good in this set. I can't think of a lot of sets where she would be good. It's just not a Planeswalker that appears to have been designed with limited in mind. Which is fine, they don't all have to be. Even then, that's a lot of hoops to jump through to get things to work in your favor. Lend me. Piercing light, huh? Okay. It just whispered in my ear, I have piercing light. Time flies indeed,
Time
Paul.
flies, eh?
Time flies is a quality magic card, if I remember correctly as well. I'll spam some cats for Paul. Thank you for the support, my friend. Hey, what's up, Rick? I was just asking about that. We can look at it after this. Ideally, I can finish the draft if you're going to be here a little longer. But if not, I can pause it and we can do the thing with the stuff. I do want to do the deck review, the draft review. Those are a lot of fun to do. I'm also trying out a different music service today, so let me know if you dig it. Figure we draw the card first and make it as awkward as possible for them to use this piercing light. That would appear to be pretty awkward. All right, let's go party. Get some more wide Sorin value. Do it now! Get to the top door! Do it now! Now, you've watched me keep 2 1-landers. But I can't keep that one. What charity thing's going on? Some cube thing? That's cool. I'm glad people are having fun doing cube things. Well then.
I take no joy in this. Unless you deal with this annoyance.
I mean, Vintage Cube is a lot of fun for some folks, you know? I wouldn't say it's exactly my jam.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
FTX? I don't know what that is. You say that like I should know what that is, but I don't. Really? Wow. They're really getting their fingers into the magic market, eh?
Not be humiliated again. Get out of my way. Excuse my sudden egress.
I mean, that's the way that I am comfortable calling a scam, cryptocurrency. Like just a waste of resources and a big scam. I mean, we're still kind of winning, right? Sounds good, Rick. We can do 2 or 3 of them. People love watching me do draft reviews. And I'm a fan of Rick. I mentioned before, it was cool when you came to visit. Rick was not visiting us. He was visiting a family member who lives nearby. But it was a good time. We went out to a seafood restaurant I really like that we haven't been back to since COVID hit, which is a shame. I could go for some shrimp. No need to get greedy here. They're already dead. Like, they have to have a removal spell for one of these. I'd rather make them use that and then put the infantry on the other one. Or they just want to make this take a couple turns. That's fine too. I think here I do go for it. There we go. what are we up against? Black-red stuff with Ballista Watcher. The Purifier really pulled their weight in that matchup. It's kind of baffling. Wide Sorin has mostly been make a dude lose some, like, gain some life, but the dude has been pretty helpful. Yeah, really all we've got is, like, do we want to sanctify a Nature's Presence or another Officiant? And I mean, no, I don't want any of those things. They are weak to the air, but at the same time, using Nurturing Presence when they've got a Ballista Watcher, it's kind of stupid. You know what I mean? Just a little stupid. I guess that means we run it back. I don't want a Vampire's Kiss and we're not splashing any of this stuff, so here we go. I can't even spam emotes at them? Oh, we've got to turn one Officiant. This is obviously a key. Behold! It's not worth killing, but it's going to poke you for a few damage. Until we get to play Wide Sorin. Look at all of these things that aren't worth killing. Now, they'll just play their Ballista Watcher and kill me with it, but... like, that thing is confirmed a house. I think I still like Wide Sorin here.
No cost is too great to quell my peak. You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Like, we're mostly just interested in killing the Ballista Watcher, right? What happens if I just throw everything in front of that? What could they have? Sure Strike would be 6 damage. They could take out the Flyer and the 2/2. That would not be good. They could have a Braid. We've seen a Braid. Like, the other option is to just let this connect. And I'm somewhat tempted to do that. Because then we're, in theory, swinging back for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you got me.
Tragedy befalls us all.
I almost want to swing tame. I think I like that. I'd play that card. It looks like a good card to me, Nate. This kind of sucks, but they're taking out Catilda. Somewhat obviously. Really? Don't much care for that. Won't you kill my flyer? So this is basically, can they kill the flyer? That's the entirety of the game. Which card's been real good? Oh yeah, Scavenger's a real card for sure. Ballista Watcher's a real card too. Like, Ballista Watcher per good. Unholy. It's a good song by Kiss. You can get it back, but it's going to be daytime. And you will be chomping my shield basher. You will chomp it. And I will draw land. Yeah. What happens if I swing with this and this? And perhaps, well, the Vampire Slayer not make much sense. I think I have to swing with both of these. They're both lethal. And I really need to be able to cast a spell to keep the Ballista Watcher from flipping. Otherwise, it'll just ping off my team. So if they're going to trade these, I'm kind of okay with it because I can just go back. I can go get this back plus the other Vampire Slayer and have 2 lethal threats. Unless Auto Tap gets me. Holy crap, Auto Tap. I am not pleased with you right now. Don't really care for that. Do whatever you're going to do with it. They're dead if the Auto Tapper didn't screw up there, but as it stands, I think we're still doing all right. I believe they ate my Catilda. at my big vampire. I'm a big boy. Grisly ritual to destroy my 1 mana 1/2. Wish I'd held that land. No! Why am I so bad at Magic? Freaking Auto Tapper. I'm going to blame the Auto Tapper and take no responsibility for what's happened to me. I don't want to talk about it. Stop all the downloading, computer. That's what I was thinking at the time. It's probably one of those cases where I think I made the right decision and then got punished for it, right? Like, in all seriousness, you can make the right decision and have it not work out well for you, and you can also make the wrong decision and win the game off of it. I've certainly had that happen too. I've never gotten messed up in Magic Online because of how the stops work. Because I just play with all the stops set. There's never any issues. Yeah, I'm going to say genetics is the equivalent of life's auto tapper, Lyra. I like that one. So many scavengers. They respect it. What is a flood if not a Hedron crying? You can get used to the F keys in Magic Online if that's something you want to do. You're also by no means required to play the game however you want to play. Like, do what you want to do, but... Okay. We're not dead yet, and we've got a couple of top decks that could be absolutely game-changing. It's a bit unfortunate. So we really need the top card to be the Wrath. So I'm going to take a scry towards getting it. But you're not doing the job. It needs to be Wrath. Good luck, Dan. I'm buying another turn. What's that? Not if they have a removal spell, but... Ye old auto taps. But it's my fault for not looking at what mana it was leaving open. Not their fault. Do we want the Sanctify? No, we don't want to Sanctify, not just for a Blood Fountain. Their scary card is still basically just that Ballista Watcher. And our propensity to flood versus theirs. Like, they've got a ton of blood tokens and I don't. So I'm far more likely to flood than they are, but... They had a couple of clutch moments there with exiling the right thing from the graveyard. That'll work. But I would argue if you don't want to sit and smash one all the time, then it is quite possible that Magic Online is not your game. Because it is kind of mashing one the experience. I think the flying's where it's at. They're really set up well to combat my graveyard shenanigans. I assume they had 8 more of those. Not today, Auto Tapper. Fool me once, shame on Auto Tapper. Okay. It's a brutal vampire's vengeance. That's nasty. That's real nasty. You reckon they'll play one more creature? Because I kind of need them to and they don't know about the Wrath. 'Cause I'm not winning this if they don't. I probably should have pumped the Servitor and attacked with it too.
I am vengeance, bloody righteous. You fight for me now.
Hello, Sorin.
Wallow in darkness
Yeah. Bye-bye. I mean, they can only draw 7 cards to find an answer to the thing. I have no expectation that we're going to kill them with this 2/3. They have to answer the 2/3. Not something that can kill a 2/3 flyer. Good afternoon, Michael. Okay, maybe they can draw 7 cards and not answer a 2/3. Okay, I figured eventually they would be able to answer the 2/3. But can you answer the Dawnheart Geist? Oh god, they've got the combat trick. No, they don't have the combat trick. Okay. Oh. Yes, but it would gain them 2 life. That would be the problem. What's really fun is that that's one of the cards they discarded. So they could have kept that and discarded whatever else they had. But the tale of Wide Sorin and the Auto Tapper comes to its natural conclusion. And a big thank you to my patrons. Paul, Punk, Hero, Joe, Jesse, Jacob, Scott, Fasty, Rich, Michael, Brandon, and John. Thank you very much for your support. If you'd like more information on supporting the content that I produce here, there is a link below the video to my Patreon. Thank you all very much. I'll see you soon.